And we at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your absolutely favorite podcast. You know the name. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is RIffin with Griffin. Woo, 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 woo. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to RIffin with Griffin. Another week. I did shows. I did a show at the Rose Bowl, drive-in. I did an outdoor show. I did table reads for the show, and I'm watching TV and I'm just living my life. And then I come here and I tell you all about it. So thank you for being here once again, and just welcome back to All right, welcome back to RIffin with Griffin once again. We're here, back in RIffin with Griffin Studios, live from the West Side, West Side, Los Angeles. So, what's up, guys? You're here. I know I got some loyal followers. Every time I think I don't want to do the podcast anymore, somebody will come up to me and be like, "Oh man, love your podcast, man. Never miss it." And I'm like, I got to keep doing it. I don't know. It's just one of those things. This is like 127 episodes. I didn't know what it was going to be. Was it going to be smaller than this, way bigger than this? You know what I mean? Who knows? But here I am. I'm doing it. It keeps me creative, keeps me in the mix. So here we are with RIffin with Griffin. So welcome back. Once again, I game. I'm on Erik Griffin Gaming on Twitch daily. Make sure you check that out. Please subscribe, share. I promise you, I know it's like I got to figure out Patreon. It's like, should I do like another episode? I mean, I barely feel like people watch me anyway, even on my own on this. So it's like, do I do another episode? Do I do strictly? I was thinking about doing like TV movie reviews on Patreon, short episodes, and it's just for Patreon members, and then like you guys tell me, like you go, hey, what do you think of this show? And then I'll watch it, and then I'll tell you what I think about it, for Patreon members. Something like that. I'm trying to, I tried to get Rachel and I to do stuff, but then she wanted to do it on her own channel. And then so we went, I went to the dentist, her dentist, like Rachel, all her doctors seem to be attractive. Like she goes to this hot chiropractor. Like he's too hot to be a chiropractor, in my opinion. You see his videos on Instagram. Like my girl found him on TikTok, and she was like, "Oh yeah," but she herself told me, he's like, "Oh yeah, he's cute," And I'm like, "What do you mean he's cute? Let me see." Then I saw him, and I was like, "Damn, he's cute." Dr. Tyler, shout out to him. So he has a bunch of videos. Girls come in, they're just like, they hug him, and he's like quacking them and all this stuff. And I saw him, and I was like, "This dude's too damn cute." And then then Rachel's telling me about her dentist. She's like, "Well, my dentist is really attractive, and I told her about you," and she's like a fan, and so I go, "Well, let me go meet your dentist." So, but I actually did go meet the dentist, and she was very lovely, but she's married with kids. But that was our joke with Rachel. We went in the office, and I said to her, "Well, Rachel said you were the only person I can leave her for." We just that's just how we joke, which is funny. But yeah, so I got my teeth cleaned because I hadn't gone for a whole year. Like I got a really deep cleaning before the pandemic hit, and then I couldn't go back to the dentist because it's weird to go to the dentist because you can't wear a mask at the dentist. If you're one of these really germaphobe people that are like, I need everyone around me has to wear a mask, then you ain't going to the dentist, okay? Because you have to wear, it's stupid. It's actually ridiculous, So they make you take. I mean, I'm down doing the show, and they're gonna make an announcement. So I think it's cool for me to just say it doesn't matter. But the name of the show is called BUCKTOWN. It's on ABC. I haven't been fired yet. This is how it works. Show hasn't been picked up. It's just a pilot. So so they started COVID testing. So I have to do all every 3 days somebody comes to your place. And they do the swab. Then you get the information that comes to your phone. So I've already done 2. And then so I got the test results, and then I had shows to do. But it was great because I had this results. So I told my dentist, I said to her, I was like, "Look, let me show you my COVID results." it's just something about that. Like when you have COVID results handy, you feel that strength of like that like an STD test. I don't know how many of you've gotten STD tests, but you get the test, and you just something about you that feels you feel invincible. That's when you want to go challenge it. As soon as you get an STD test, you ready to go like, I'm ready to raw dog. I'm safe. So it's the same kind of thing with the COVID test. You just feel like I'm ready to breathe on people. So I showed the doctor, and then when I had this show at the Rose Bowl for the Comedy Store, same thing. You were supposed to take a COVID test, and I was like, yo, look, here's my results from last night. I took it yesterday, and they gave me the results last night. So this is this morning. You can see I'm freaking negative, and I have the vaccine shot. My first one of the Pfizer. I took the Pfizer. I don't know the difference. I guess the Johnson & Johnson is just one shot, but I don't know the difference between the Moderna and the Pfizer. I'm a little anxious about taking my second shot because I hear people have had side effects. Like it really hit them hard. So now I'm like, oh man, is this going to hit me hard? So I don't know. I'm like nervous about the second shot. But my parents took the second shot and they didn't have any side effects like that. So who knows? Maybe I'll be the one that finally gets sick when a thumb will start growing out of my forehead or something. But yeah, so I went to the dentist. I got cleaning. I actually turns out I had like a very, very small cavity, which really pissed me off because the last time I went to the dentist, he was like, "Oh man, your teeth are great. I won't be surprised if you ever get a cavity. Everything's gonna be fine." Cut to a year later in quarantine, the doctor's like, "Yeah, you got a little small cavity." So she had to put a filling because my bite changed too. So I got this little filling, and it's like made my bite. I don't know. I think it just happens over time where your jaw adjusts or something. So there was like I just woke up one day and I was like, I couldn't chew properly. And I was like, what the hell is going on? But I couldn't go to the dentist because it was right in the middle of the pandemic. So I, so she put like a filling or something that made it so like my bite. So I'm used to it now. So I don't know. I'm just rambling about nonsense in my life right now. So I went to the dentist. Then I had a great show. I went to the Rose Bowl. I had this great show. It was like Frank Castillo, good buddy of mine. Eliza Schlesinger, Jeff Ross were on the show. Candace Thompson. So we did a show at the Rose Bowl, in front of cars. I hated every second of it. It's just so bizarre. I don't like drive-in shows. Sorry. I don't like looking at people in their cars. Look, then you could just see. Then you kind of like there's like class warfare because you go, oh look, there's a Mercedes and there's a Ford Festiva. There's a you start to be like, okay, what are all these people doing together? It's just, and then like you can't really hear the laughter. And then they had like boom mics in near the cars, but then you were hearing yourself in the speakers, so you had to ignore that. And I'm about timing. I'm about like I say something and I need to see the reaction and feed off that energy. So it's different. It's a different type of animal doing a drive-in show. It's not my favorite, but we did it. As we get close to normal. And then I did another outdoor show last night too, just outdoor show, which was fine. It's just outdoor shows is what it is. Like, it's always like, here comes a siren, here comes the cars honking horns and, and then it's like, it's a little cold and, so it's just this whole sort of like hipstery thing that it's going to turn into. Like, I think when people continue to still do shows outside, it's going to be like a hipstery type of feel to it. So I don't know. And then we had a couple table reads for the show, which is cool. And again, it's so bizarre and weird because they're doing it over Zoom. So I think we finally I have to get a fitting tomorrow, I believe it is. No, Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I think I have to get a fitting. So that would be tomorrow if you're listening to this right now. And I have to get a fitting because, I lost weight. You know what I mean? Like I really been working on my health. Partly because of also booking the show, and I felt like, I got to maintain. And just for the simple fact is like, damn, 50's around the corner, and I just want to be in shape, better shape, not in shape. I don't think I'll ever be in shape, if for what we think in our head of in shape, like a six pack or something like that. Like, I don't know if that can ever happen, but I'd like to be healthy and in shape. I'd like to feel confident with my shirt off on my honeymoon. I mean, that's really my goal with Rachel. Like if we go to Bora Bora or something like that, I just want to be able to have my shirt off on the beach and feel good about it. Not that feel good like this nonsense about feel good about yourself. No. I don't want people looking at me being like, oh, look, check that dude out. Check that fat dude out. Being all confident. No. I want it to be like, you don't even think about it. It's just like, oh yeah, it's okay for that guy to have his shirt off. It's like, it's not even a thought. There's no extra to it. It's just like, oh yeah. It's just a guy at the beach with his shirt off with his young wife, whatever, as opposed to like, oh man, I don't need any like, I don't need the cosign, because that's what that is. It's the cosign when somebody goes, man, you're really confident in yourself. Because what they're really saying is, I don't know why you're confident in yourself, because your body looks terrible. and good for you for having it out in public like that. Oh, that's inspiring. Like that. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I don't want that. So, and taking care of your health is tough. So what I've been doing actually is when I game, like I play Warzone. So like if only the people that play Warzone don't even understand what I'm about to say. But like if I lose a gulag, I do 5 push-ups, and I have like a exercise cam set up. So I have a little webcam pointed at this corner of the room over here, and I'll do push-ups and I'll do like different exercises. Like, so after every match, I'll do like 10 squats, but then I give myself like, if I don't achieve certain things in the game, I give myself extra. And so then the stream holds me accountable. They're like, where are those push-ups at, Griff? It's all that kind of stuff. So I'm just trying to like, get myself, I just want to be healthy. You know what I mean? I really just want to be healthier, because at my age, you'd be surprised how easy it is not to be healthy. Even when you think you're being healthy, you're not healthy. And I'll talk more about that later with some other things that I want to talk about. But, so we had the weird table read by Zoom. And then we had, I guess they wanted to see how it looked. And then they did it again in front of the network. And it was like, that was by Zoom. And it was like, there was like 100 people watching or something like that. And we try to perform our best by Zoom. It's so bizarre. I really can't wait for the world to get back to normal, or some semblance of normal, or just where we feel confident that we could just be around people. I saw that the UFC is doing a fight in Florida. I think it's Jacksonville. But I saw Dana White on the president of the UFC, or the owner, whatever his title is of the UFC. So he was on like First Take. He was on First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman, and they were like, hey, so it's sold out. Like the thing sold out in 5 minutes, but full capacity. And they're like, well, what do you think about that? Coronavirus and all this stuff in Florida. And he just straight up said, he was like, there are 143 cases in wherever this is going to be. Apparently he knew about it. They had the research. It's like, there was only 143 cases. And he's like, I'm confident in it. It'll be fine. So, I mean, it's strange, because we're going to get to that point. We're getting to this point where it's going to be like, okay, enough already. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but we're getting to that point. But there's still going to be people who, have a certain attitude about it. And it's really polarizing, I realize. Like, I ordered some food and the delivery person came. So, I buzz them in, because I live in like a gated off, so the lady comes, I open the door, and she like sees me. She goes, oh, do you have a mask? Just the way she said it, I wanted to like be like, anyway, and I was like, okay, here we go. One of these. That's just how you think. You know what I mean? Not saying she's wrong, not saying I'm right. Okay. But that's just the feeling. The sentiment is, here we go. So I just was like, oh, just leave it there. I just closed the door, because I don't even want to deal with it. I'm not going to get into a discussion about it. I'm in my house. I'm not wearing a mask in my house. Okay. Like, get out of my face. That's how I feel about it. Like I'm when I go out to the public, to you people, and I mean you people, and I mean it just the way I said it, you people, I know I have to wear a mask, a face shield in some places, and I have to like keep my social distance and all this stuff, but I ain't doing that at my place. I'm not doing that at home, okay? Because it's just too much, So I just was like, yeah, just leave it there. Close the door on her. You know what I mean? So there's still, the reason why I bring it up is like, there's still going to be people who are going to just be like, they're scared, or they just have this healthy fear of, getting sick, or whatever their reasons are. I don't know how long it's going to be before people like that feel okay. Because there were people that weren't like that. Anyway, there's OCD, germaphobe type people who are, people who are like, hey, I don't shake hands. There's already people that keep their distance. But it's not like some court mandated thing where like we all have to do this. You know what I mean? So, it was like that person's choice. So I don't know when we're going to get back to or how long it's going to be when we could just be normal or whatever normal means. Well, we don't have this thing. And then there's this sort of like, do you feel like vaccine envy or do you feel like superior when you have the vaccine? There's something about that like I feel like, hey, I'm vaccinated. You don't come near me or don't talk to me about your nonsense because I'm taken care of. There's like this feeling because then there's people who don't want to, that don't want to take it too. So then the people that do want to take it and the people that don't want to take it, like they're going to be fighting or there's going to be underlying feelings about it. I have friends of mine who are just like, they have a healthy fear of it. I don't know if it's fear, but they just like, hey, I'm leery of vaccines and I'm also leery of the coronavirus, so I'm going to live this way. Like I'm doing a show with my buddy Ian Edwards. And Ian, he's the kind of guy, he got like a healthy fear of it. Like a healthy, like, yeah, I don't know about the vaccine yet, or I don't know about, I don't trust the coronavirus. So he's not about going to people's houses. He's not, he's doing what he needs to do to make sure he feels safe and everybody around him feels safe. But we're doing a show together in Palm Springs. And the guy that runs the show, he hits me up and he hits us up and goes, hey, we can now move indoors. Do you want to move indoors? And I said, I don't care. But Ian was like, let's keep it outside. And I thought to myself, at what point is that going to be bullshit? Like at what point is it going to be like, nah, yeah, you for the people performing and for the people coming to the show. Because at a certain point, people are going to be like, I don't want to sit outside anymore. It's cold. I don't want to, I want to, you know what I mean? Like when is that going to clash? And then what are we going to do? When is it going to come to a head like that? And for someone like Ian, like when is it going to be like, yo, man, they're not doing outdoor shows anymore. So you either going to come inside or you're not going to do shows, or they're not going to be enough shows. I don't know. Who knows where the world is going? So we'll see. And I'll keep you posted on what's happening as the show progresses. It's just a fun thing to be a part of something, I feel like I'm working again. I feel like, yes. Look at me. I'm all chill right now. I'm leaning back in my chair. For you people listening, you're like, what are you talking about? Anyway, it's all cool. And Rachel had this like crystal. She gave me like when I was doing the last of the tests that I had to do where I had to test again and, booked apart. Rachel had this big crystal in here. So now I told her, well, you can't. That crystal has to stay in the room. That, that's the energy. Whether I believe in that foo-foo stuff or not, hey, it is what it is. All right, what did I want to talk about this week for real? I've just been rambling about nonsense, but that's Riffin with Griffin. Man, I've been watching American Idol. So let's talk about American Idol. Listen, I love American Idol. I've always loved American Idol, but from the beginning, I really enjoyed it. We all loved Simon, or you all hated Simon, or you love to hate Simon, right? But there was something about this British dude telling it like it is. And you didn't feel like he was just being an asshole. There was something genuine about his tough love that we all appreciated. So it got to the point where it was like Paula Abdul will be like, the mom, like, oh, you all did great. And we're kind of all like, okay, yeah. Okay, thanks, Paula. Thanks, yeah. But Simon, what do you think? Because we wanted to get to the real. I don't know if someone like that, a personality like that, the way he was when he first started, would fly today because we're so, I don't know, everybody's so like weirdly sensitive about everything. Everybody's virtue signaling. Everybody's like, making it out like we all love everyone and we should all be nice all the time. As this is weird feeling, weird sentiment in the world right now. Not to say that we shouldn't all be nice, but it's like it's not like genuine niceness. I don't know. It's just weirdness going on right now. So I don't know if it would fly, but I like Luke, whatever his name is, the country singer, Katy Perry, and Lionel Richie. I think it's a great mix of people. He's country, she's the pop star, and Lionel Richie's just a legend, different age ranges. So I like these judges. And Katy Perry's like the Simon, really. She really tells it like it is. But there's something that she's been so successful. There's something that if Katy Perry's like, I don't think you got it, you go, okay, I think she has the right to say, I don't think you got it. I think the way she's doing it is like, I like her energy about it. She seems genuine. They all do, they all come in from this sort of like artist perspective, which I can respect. So anyways, cut to when the show was canceled, and then they came back on ABC, and it's like, here it is now, this new version of the show. And then the pandemic hit. But I gotta tell you, man, this season, they're doing a lot of like stories about these artists, these kids that come in to perform. And by the way, I don't know what American Idol wants to be. Sometimes I just go, we're so obsessed with youth. We're so obsessed with youth and beauty is like the only kind of people we want to see on TV. So a majority of these kids, I don't know why they don't call it Teen American Idol. Just have a whole, because it's always the same thing. Oh, hi, I'm 15. My name's Sarah. I'm 15 from Tennessee, and I've always wanted to sing, you know? And it's like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. It's like all these like young, like just, what do they know about anything? People, super talented, super cute, a majority of them. And they all like, some of them are too shy. This one's too shy. And this one's like, you know, and they're all trying to coax them to be, you know, more than what they are. And then there's these other people that have these like incredible stories, you know, and I find myself crying while watching American Idol, like ridiculous. Like I'm a big teddy bear sentimental guy, man. No matter how, you know, I get in your face about whatever, I'm still a real sensitive dude. And I'm sitting here watching American Idol, like, and I'm just crying my eyes out because they'll show some really good story that, you know, and then the person goes on and sings and then they sing great and you're just like, oh my God, you did it. And it's just really like, it's really great, you know, like every time, like even when one of these young kids who I think is like, because just once I want to see like, it's like, hi, I'm Tina, I'm 37, and I've been singing since I was 20. And then she has the voice of Whitney Houston. They never have people like that on the show anymore. You're not going to see someone like that. They're not looking for the most talented singer. They're actually looking for like, you know, I guess American Idol. And that person has to be young or relatively young. And that person has to be like a phenomenal, you know, not even a phenomenal singer. They have to have all the check boxes for being a star over talent. So I think this season they're trying to like get back to a bigger percentage of talent. Still being a pop star, being a celebrity is still the majority of it. But whereas before I felt it was like 80-20, now they may be at 65-35, you know? Maybe more. You have to watch. You tell me what you think. So they have these really talented people. There's this one chick, man. She's heavy set chick, but she got a wagon. Like she's bottom heavy. You know what I mean? But she's still shaped. She's shaped well. You know, but she just was short, thick. That's the best way to describe her. She's thick, but damn, this chick can sing. Oh man, dude. And then like the way they set it up with the, you know, with Katie and them talking to them about like, trying to inspire them and like, you know, you could do it, you know, you know, get out of your shell. And then the person sings and what comes out of their mouth and you're like, wow, this chick can sing. And there's so many of those this season. There's this one kid, his name was Willie, big fat dude. He's a big dude. I mean, he's just a big boned dude. And he went viral singing a Rihanna song, because I saw this on the episode. He got like, it was like millions of hits of people watching him sing. I got to tell you, there's something about the timbre in his voice. There's something about whatever octave he's singing in with the raspiness of his voice, and he's just on key. The tone is, the dude, he sings like an angel. His name is Willie. But damn, he's so big. And when I saw him, I was worried for him. You know, there's this kind of big where you see someone and then something happens to him and you go, well, you know what I mean? You just go, well, I mean, it was bound to happen type of thing. That's how I felt about my friend Ralphie May, you know, rest R.I.P. But I'll never forget the first time I met Ralphie May. He had just gotten some staple surgery. The staple surgery, you know, because he's always been a big fat dude, right? And he got the surgery. And I just met it because they just told me, my friends, that we were doing a show in San Jose. This was years ago. And Ralphie was at the San Jose Improv, so we went to go see him. We went to go because they were going to do guest sets. This guy Luke Torres and Edwin San Juan. I went with them. So we had our little bar show, and then we went to go see Ralphie, and they were just telling me, yeah, he just got the surgery. When we went into the green room, he had 4 different fast food restaurant delivery, just bags in front of him. It was like Panda Express, McDonald's, chicken place, and I saw it and I thought to myself, this dude's going to die. I never forget that feeling of you can't do this to yourself on staple surgery, And it's just one of those things. You see someone at a certain size and you just go, you trying to be positive, you trying to have that whole body positivity, which I don't believe in. I don't subscribe to that. That's how you say it. And then you see them, and then when something happens to them, you just go, well, I mean, if he had just fill in the blank, So Ralphie got sick, he died. You know what I mean? I don't know the cause, but I gotta think the weight was a factor. That if he wasn't that heavy. Listen, and I see this kid, this guy Willie. He's a big dude. And then on the show, I'm crying because he moved to LA because of his video went viral, and he wanted to be. He was like, I gotta follow my dream. People really think I can sing. Millions of people are giving him comments like, dude, this guy is great. He comes to LA, then he finds out his mother has a stroke. So he has to go back to where he's from to take care of his mom. And he's and I totally get that because it's my mom, and I got emotional. And then, and then you see his mom. Who's this big woman who had a stroke? I don't know. I don't know the story. I don't know if she had a stroke because of all the weight, but you got to think it's a factor. My armchair doctoring, I don't know. And so when I see that and I see him looking at his mom, I think to myself, bro, do something about this. Listen, I am almost 50 years old. All right. When you get in your 40s, guys, you need to understand something. No matter what you do, there's always going to be something wrong. It's so weird. So, for instance, I lost a lot of weight in quarantine. I started eating better and I just lost weight. I really changed my diet. But I find out that ain't enough. So, I go to this place, Next Health, and shout out to Next Health because they're about preventative medicine, and I think that's important. I think preventative medicine should be something that we should all add to our regimen. We should add it to our lives. It's not just go to the doctor when something's wrong, but hey, let's go to these type of places to prevent something from going wrong. So I started doing it. But I take these blood tests and they find out, your vitamin D is too low, and that affects a lot of things. But B12 is low. Found out cholesterol is too high. Blood sugar's too high. I'm like, if I don't take care of it, I'm right down the road to diabetes. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, but I lost a lot of weight. Aren't I healthy? Come to find out, no, it's more than just losing weight. It's all these other things that go into it that are happening in your body. And as you get older, it becomes harder. And those things become a larger factor. Your gallbladder, the acids aren't functioning properly. So you're not breaking down foods, and your liver, all these things. And you go, damn. So I get these blood tests regularly. I'm going in and talking to them, and I'm looking at these things, and I'm like, all right, I have to actively work on these things. So when I see this young kid, Willie, I'm like, damn, you're young. So all this fat that's on him, he's probably handling it because of his youth. But as he gets older, it's going to crash on him and catch up to him. And he wants to be a star. He wants to, be a singer, and he should. Listen to me. The kid, he has a beautiful voice. Damn. Every time he sings, he along with the story that they're telling, I'm at home crying. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm looking at him and I'm just like, please, let's try to get this kid healthier. He don't got to be in shape. He don't got to have a six pack, but just healthier because it will catch up to him. So I'm nervous about that for him. And, it's a delicate subject because, listen, I'm no expert. And, there's people that, obesity is a killer, man. It is. And I think it's in number one leading cause of death now, I think, is obesity. I believe I read a statistic about this, but again, don't quote me on it. But we can look it up. I mean, obesity is a huge factor, and there's a lot of things that go into it. Like everybody's body type and blood type and types of food that affect them. And, it's like we all think it's so easy. You just exercise and you feel better. I mean, it's like it's more to it than that. And I know that because I'm dealing with it myself. But I will say this, no matter what stage you are, because you might see someone and be like, well, you have a lot of money, so you can hire trainers or you can go to preventative medicine places that cost money. Regardless of whatever stage you're at in terms of like how much money you have or how much money you don't have, it still boils down to your motivation to want to be better. Because at all levels, at all incomes, trying to eat better is possible. Okay? Exercise is possible. There's body weight exercises, but you just need the motivation. That's the first step. It is that motivation, that thing to tell yourself that I want to be healthier, I want to get healthier, and then finding the ways to take the steps. I had this kid, Dylan Dickstein, on the podcast. Love him. He's a brilliant dude who's trying to go to Mars. He's brilliant. I'm going to have him on again. He's such a quirky dude. But I remember asking him on my podcast because he said he used to be a fat kid. And I was like, well, what did you do? And it was so simple for him, the way his brain works. He was like, yeah, I Googled how to lose weight. And then I just did all those things. And then when you think about it, you go, well, damn, I guess it really is that simple. When you boil it down to that, of being like, okay, so if the doctor said, hey, if you do these 5 things, you will lose weight and be healthier. Doesn't it sound simple? If it's like, wow, that's it? You mean eat less? So eat less and get some body movement and, what all the things are. I mean, it is that simple. But as a person going through it, I know how hard it is to make something a habit, make something to stick and be like, stick with this and make it a lifestyle, And that's all we really need to do, no matter what level you're at, no matter what income level you're at, or what, and I'm sure there's people that say, hey man, some people can only afford fast food or whatever it is like that. I mean, even at the fast food places, I mean, there's got to be a way to you can get grilled chicken at McDonald's. You don't have to have the McDonald's sandwich. They got salads. They got, I'm not, listen, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be your financial expert. I mean, I don't know. People are in their situations and I get it. But it still doesn't stop us from exercising. It doesn't stop us from just trying our best, just making an effort, because that's what it really is about. It's the effort. So when people give excuses about why they can't do something, it is what it is. It's just an excuse. Again, though, I'm speaking from both sides because I understand, because I continue. Even now, I make the excuse. So I'm trying to find ways to hold myself accountable so I can stay healthy. So for me, the big motivation was, I got this show, I'm this size, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have got this part if I was the 40 pounds heavier that I was before. So now I'm like, well, I got to maintain this, I need to. And so maintaining is the hard part. It's so easy to gain weight. So that's my motivation. And then I have motivation about, I want to, if I want to be a dad and I'm already old, I feel like, and I want to make sure that I'm around. So that is another motivation to be healthy. And then I'm like, Rachel's younger than me. And so I just want to make sure, I'm around for as long as I can be. So, whatever you could put in your head to be the motivating factor to help you be a better version of yourself is what you got to do. So anyways, I wish that for this kid on American Idol, because I would love for him to win. But there's so many good singers. There's this young, kid, he wears a hat. His name is Hyatt or Wyatt. He's like the typical, Shawn Mendes. He looks like Shawn Mendes, you know what I mean? And he plays the guitar and he's got a beautiful voice and he's that alternative poppy type guy. Then there's all these soul singers and there's these great country singers. I think this is the best group of talent I've ever seen on American Idol. I don't know how they're going to pick a winner, but it's going to be fun to watch, So I highly recommend, if you you got nothing else to do and you're into singing shows or into watching people grow, this is it right here. So, yeah, I just hope that, I just hope that all these people that are on the show, like there's like a core of them. There's like 10 to 15 of them that I feel like are legit bona fide singers. It could be stars. So I hope they stick with it no matter what happens in the show. But damn, it was, whew, it's something else, man. I find myself being an emotional wreck. All right. So there was that. American Idol. Make sure you watch it. What else I've been watching? So I saw the second episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Loved it. Like, I love how expensive the show looks. I love all of that. I love how I love how the two actors are great. The Winter Soldier and the Falcon, those two guys, Sebastian, and I forgot the other guy's name because he's all over there. That guy's in every Netflix show, apparently. The guy from that plays the Falcon. Let me get his name. I don't want to. That's just rude. let me look it up. So we'll look up Falcon, Winter Soldier, cast. There you go. Anthony Mackie. That's his name. Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. They're great together. They have really great chemistry. The show is funny and witty and it's action packed. I just love delving into the universe, but it doesn't look cheap. Like, so when they did that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is supposedly part of the Marvel universe, but it didn't look like the MCU universe. It just looked like a television show. And when you watch a television show, you kind of go, well, we know they can't, they ain't going to be able to get Iron Man to come on this show. You know what I mean? So it's like you just kind of go, it's a part of it, but it's kind of not a part of it just because it just looks like a television show. This shit looks like a movie. It looks like they shot a movie and they cut it up into a television show. And I just like that. I've said that before, but I just really think it's great. I love the interaction. I love the build up. I love like this, the delving into this world of like, this is what happened after Thanos did the snap and everybody was gone for 5 years. And then they came back and like, what would their lives be like? What's going on in people's lives? Imagine, your girlfriend, you had a girlfriend or a fiance. Imagine you have a fiance and then you disappear for 5 years and you come back and she's now 5 years older. And maybe she's moved on. She got a new relationship. She got a 2-year-old now. 3 years after you've been gone, she mourned and she got over it. And now you're back like, hey, what's up, girl? It's just like how would you do? That could be a whole story right there. There's so many countless stories that they can do about, everybody that disappeared after the snap, they call it, or the blip. In the show, they call it the blip, but. And then they're delving into this thing about they picked a new Captain America. And so that guy, which I don't understand the power things because he doesn't seem to have any superpowers. He even says that. So I don't know how he's hanging with when they have this big on this truck fight and this tremendous special effects. The Falcon is flying underneath the truck and, the Winter Soldier is holding on and, it's great. So now there's like these super soldiers and they got to find out where. And then they go to this other guy, this old guy, and you find out that he used to be a super soldier and they experimented on him. And it's just like, it's, I just, oh, damn. I hope, I don't like the fact that they make these and what do you call it? Like Wanda and the WandaVision. It was just an 8-parter and that's it. It was like the series finale, they said. So this was like if they were going to do a movie called Wanda and Vision, they made an 8-part show, 30-minute episodes. So if you think about that, that's like maybe what would that be like a, 4-hour movie. You know what I mean? That's like so they made a 4-hour movie and they split it up into 30-minute episodes. So I wonder if this was the plan too with this Winter Soldier shit. If it was just going to be, we'll set this up and then we'll continue it in the movies or whatever they're going to do. I mean, I just hope that we get to see, I hope they just keep doing this. I mean, I really like it. It's just like The Mandalorian, man. I thought I really enjoyed The Mandalorian. I thought it's some of the best Star Wars stuff, because it's just when you have a world that's so big and rich and full of life, like the Star Wars universe is, then you could just keep making stories, you know? And they've proven that. I mean, that's basically what all this is. I think, like, what really started this? I really think that Marvel, the MCU universe, they made all this possible. Like, it's because of them that all these other franchises and other things that have nothing to do with Disney, they're all like, yeah, we gotta let's make more stories within this world. I mean, even like the Hunger Games, they could do the same thing. You take something like that and go, okay, here's the Hunger Games universe. We already have it created. Everybody knows what it is that are into the movies. We don't need Jennifer Lawrence and all these people. Let's just go, okay, here's another family that's involved with the Hunger Games. And I think we're okay with that now. I think if you go back to, you go Harry Potter, like when they took the final book and they split it into 2 movies, that was kind of, in a way, a start of all this too. Because when they did that, it was like, oh, because you had to do that. I mean, the final story can't be an hour and a half. You know what I mean? It can't be an hour and a half. Like they should have done that for the Lord of the Rings. I mean, they told this whole story, but they were following the books because it was the books and then the final book. But like ultimately, really, that whole Hobbit story, the Lord of the Rings story of Frodo taking that ring, man, that could have been a freaking 8-season, hour-long episode, 8-season show, right? And the final Return of the King, the final movie, that sucker was so long. I can't. I don't like a movie being that long. But they had to make it so long to cram everything in, and they still missed stuff. So then you cut to now you got all these. We're gonna delve into the universe. We're gonna like make a multiverse, and so. I love that Star Wars started to do that with the movies, but they just missed the mark. Like some of these movies are just not like the Solo, Han Solo one. Ugh. I mean, I didn't like that one at all. That one wasn't good. It's gonna be hits and misses, right? But I don't know. Just getting back to it, I just hope that wherever they're gonna delve into next, I hope that the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, continues to pour money and resources to make it look like the Avengers movies moving forward. Just keep making them look like that, and then that will be dope. All right. Oh, man. What else is going on, dude? I guess my NBA. Are you guys into the NBA? I guess you guys are. Some of you, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It's coming down to the wire now. I think my Clippers got Rondo. So now we'll see if Rondo can add that championship. If he can help push them, to the championship. I just want to see the Lakers and Clippers play in the Western Conference final. Like, that would be great. But some of these teams got so much better. Denver got better. Utah's in the lead. You're talking about Phoenix is good right now. But, with the Lakers, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are still hurt. So once they come back from injury, will they be able to like get that cohesiveness going? And they just got Andre Drummond, I feel like, so Cleveland bought him out. And so he's going to join the Lakers. And that's going to be great because that dude's good. Like Andre Drummond's good. So you talk about him, he could take that spot of Dwight Howard, and he's even better. And then so he'll start. So it's probably going to be Anthony Davis, him, LeBron, Schroeder, and I don't know who the other guard is going to be. And I'm drawing a blank on who the other guard is. I'm not really a Lakers fan. But can LeBron James get another championship? So, I mean, it's really exciting. And then you have in the East, I think something's seriously wrong with Kevin Durant. This has been quite a bit of time that he's been out. So, and maybe they're just not telling us everything about his leg. I mean, imagine he's probably keeping it hush hush or whatever it is, because there's a lot of money invested in the guy. So who knows? I wish him the best, and I hope he does come back, because I'd love to see, whoever makes it to the championship. But ultimately, we want to see the Lakers play the Clippers, see if Kawhi and LeBron go head to head. But then at the same time, even though I love the Clippers, I mean, I just want to see LeBron, Kevin Durant in a championship again, with a more even team. But I don't even know if it's more even. I mean, with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant and Blake Griffin, even though Blake Griffin's not what he was, I mean, he's still a damn good player. You know what I mean? So good. So that seems like a super team still on the level of Golden State. So we'll see what happens with these, when these finals come around. All right, let me check the time. All right, you know what? I think that's good. You don't always have to be like super long episodes, right? Hour. I think this has been a good amount of time. Next week, I'm going to do real world advice from a grown ass man again. I haven't done that in a while because I've just been busy. I did find someone that is going to help me out a little bit. So I got a little intern that we'll see what he does. We'll test him out on a test basis. He showed me some of his stuff. He's like a really great, music video director. He's a photographer, and he's done a bunch of good stuff. So we'll see how that translates over to the Riffin with Griffin universe. The RCU, Riffin with Griffin cinematic universe. That doesn't even make any sense. But make sure you watch me game, guys. Come check out Erik Griffin Gaming. I'm still going to do that even when I do the show. Let's hope the show gets picked up, though. Guys, I need your energy out there, all right? I need the energy. I really felt like I put the energy out there when I got this audition. I was streaming and I was telling everybody about it. And I had so every day my Erik Griffin Gaming fans would be like, hey, what's up with the audition, Griff? I'm pulling for you. And I really felt like there was something about that collective energy that really helped push me through. If you believe in foo-foo stuff, look, I got my crystal right here. So I believe in this too. So I'm putting it out there too in my podcast universe. All you loyal fans, because I know you're out there, and I really do appreciate you. I don't want you to think that I don't. It's always natural. It's human nature to look at the success of others that are doing the exact same thing, and you kind of want to go, well, damn, I'd love to have 100,000 viewers, but I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate the ones that I do have, because I really do. I know you guys, you hit me up and you tell me how much you love the podcast, and I really, it's what keeps me going, because what other reason would I have to keep doing this? So I do want to keep doing it. I like having this little outlet, being able to vent, just stream of consciousness sometimes, just yip yapping. That's what this episode was, just a yip yap. Because I haven't had a guest. I'm trying to think who I'm gonna have on next. Trying to get Bobby on again, but he's going to do some movie or something. So I don't know if I can get him on, but we'll see. I reached out to Kalila, but she's busy doing her podcast now, and she hasn't even returned my text. So I don't even know if I'm gonna have her on. We'll find. I'll find someone. There's people out there that I want to get on just to have a conversation with. So look out for that, man. We're still going. And remember what I said about the Patreon. Help me out here. I gotta figure this out. Should I do just straight up TV movie reviews, 30-minute episodes just for my Patreon viewers who want to come on, be on part of Patreon? Because I just haven't done enough. So the people come, then they leave because they're like, hey, I ain't paying. You ain't doing shit. So I do want to start doing that. So, hey, you guys help me. What's your ideas? You guys always got ideas. You always are telling me what I'm supposed to be doing. You guys are, the trolls especially. So sometimes they come up with good ideas. So let's steal from the trolls and make this thing work. Okay. So thanks for watching Riffin with Griffin, Erik Griffin Gaming. Check that out. Make sure you share, subscribe, like, make comments. Let me know what you're thinking and feeling. Check out American Idol. I really think it's good this year. It's a really talented group. check out Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You got to check that out. I mean, I just think it's a really dynamic show. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next in that and what the Marvel Universe is going to do. But this has been Riffin with Griffin. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.